Hey there, it's Irene Durang with toolsforrealestate.com. If you're a real estate agent who's been feeling a little bit frustrated about maybe not using social media like Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, things that you are hearing that you should be using, maybe some blogging utilities, and that maybe you feel like you're not quite up to speed, I want to show you an example of how easily you can get started using these things and how important it is also for your real estate business. First of all, it's important to understand why you want to have a strong online presence. Back in 2008, in April, Yahoo, in their real estate section, posted a study that they did in April called the Real Estate Agent Selection Cycle. And they're looking at how things have changed in the way that people are going about the process of selecting a real estate agent. So step number 1 is awareness. They get recommended an agent by family or friend. Step number 2 is confirmation. This is the important part. The consumer conducts follow-up research online to confirm that the recommended agent is the right one for their needs. Then they select an agent, and then we all hope that they recommend you, farther down the road to other friends and family. But here's the important thing. Back maybe 10 years ago, before people were using the internet a whole lot, people would get a recommendation to you, and really the next thing they'd do would be to email or call you. Now they do what we all do, which is they go probably onto Google and type in your name and to do exactly this, to find out a little bit more about you before they contact you. And the question is, when they do that, what's coming up? Well, I want to show you what an agent is doing. I was teaching a blogging and social media class the other day, and just in the course of getting prepared for it, somehow I did something as far as searching with Google and Twitter that I pulled up the name of this agent called Marioni, who works for Coldwell Banker Bain, and I realized that she was a really active blogger, and she stuck in my head because I'd met her through a networking event, and I just thought I would use her as an example of someone who was a good blogger. But then during the course of the class, I'm searching for her name here on the Coldwell Banker Bain site, and that, just imagine, is something that someone might do if someone said, hey, you should use Marioni as your agent. She works for Coldwell Banker Bain. Probably I'd go first to Google, which is the good thing for her, because if I search on Coldwell Banker Bain, again, this looks to me like a business card site. It's just, it's pretty, it's kind of a little bit what I'd call generic, and it's the site that her company gave her. And if I click on any of these links, like my home planner, it's not agent-specific information. It's just the Coldwell Banker Bain default stuff. So nothing here necessarily that would cause me to think, okay, she's the agent I'm going to work with. But what was really cool is that during the course of the class, I said, let's just see how she comes up on Google. Because that is actually the first place I would look if someone said you should use such and such real estate agent. And when I pulled up her name, I thought it was a great example of someone who's doing a lot of stuff right, because she doesn't have, obviously, a big fancy website, but she's got some great presence now. When I pull up her name, first thing I see is her biznic.com site. Biznic is a business networking site. It's a really good one, and it gets really good search engine presence. So you should definitely check out biznic.com if you're not on it. Next thing I see is LinkedIn. Her LinkedIn profile. Those typically pull a lot of search engine weight. It used to be that would always come up first in the search engines when I would Google someone's name. This shows you that Biznic is really becoming a heavy hitter too. But LinkedIn is next, and then she's on Twitter. So now if I were looking at her, probably the first thing I would click on would be her Biznic account, and we'll see what that pulls up. So now when this comes up, this tells me a lot more about this agent. It has her profile here. Now it has links to other pages that she has created. I can see here that she's got a Facebook business page. You can't tell it's a business page, but it is. A real estate blogging page. There's a lot more about her profile. I can click on up here and see what kind of groups she's in. I can check her activity. If I scroll down the page, I can see that she's been active on this page in the last 12 hours, so that tells me that she's actually doing stuff. And if I click on her groups page, now this tells me more about the agent too. That she's got, she's on the home interiors group. She's interested in Seattle food and networking. She's in a lot of business networking groups, and that tells me that she is really serious about her business. So now already I know some important stuff about this person as my potential agent. If I click on her LinkedIn profile, I've got a lot more information. I can see that 3 people have recommended on here, and that it has a whole bunch about her past history. And this is a public page. Anybody can view it. That's what LinkedIn is for. If I click on her Twitter page, you can see that she's been twittering for a long time, and she twitters about real estate. Twitter is not as fluffy as a lot of people think it is. The actual age group of people that are on Twitter are more in their 30s and 40s. It's really a very business-oriented site. So, and it's really just microblogging. Instead of writing 2 or 3 paragraphs for a blog post, you're writing something of 140 characters or less. And I can see on here that she tweets about real estate and that she's following 133 people and she's got 169 followers. So now I know she's techie, she understands social media, she's actively involved in real estate, she thinks about that and business all the time. So here's another really cool thing. She's got a Facebook business page. A lot of people don't understand that you can have a Facebook business page. And in another video I'll show you how to do that, because it's not exactly intuitive how to set those up. But she has figured it out. She's got a Facebook business page and she's posting, articles to it. People are commenting on her posts, and it's an active page. If I look down here, I can see she's part of a group called Eastside Entrepreneurs. She's got a localism thing on ActiveRain. She's got actually her own blog here through Coldwell Banker Bain, it turns out, which wasn't obvious to me from when I looked at what I called the business card page. And if I click on her ActiveRain blog or profile here, which is another thing that you can do for either free or very low cost, I can see it takes me to her profile. There's a lot of information here about She's got a ton of stuff here. She's got a bunch of testimonials. And I can click on her blog over here in the left-hand column, and now that's going to show me how active of a blogger she is. And when I pull up her blog portion of her ActiveRain profile, I can see she's got good pictures. I can see she's an active blogger. She's posted, just like on Twitter, she had a lot of recent posts. Here she's got a lot of recent ActiveRain posts. She's got video. She's it's all about real estate, and I can see that her pictures are impressive. This really tells me a lot now about this agent. So the main thing here is don't be overwhelmed. This is, even though it might seem like, okay, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there are all these different things, this is actually great because those are free utilities that anyone can just pick up and use very, very easily. And look how, Biznick.com is right at the top. She hasn't been twittering for that long, probably, I don't know exactly when she started, but most people haven't been twittering except in the last 6 months. And it's already number 3 on Google. So the great thing is that you don't have to go out and spend a ton of money on a website or get someone to try to tell you can be on the first page of Google with your website if you pay them this much per month. You can use, I would really check out Twitter, I would check out a Facebook business page, I would check out Biznick.com and have a profile on LinkedIn. And of those two, the ones that you only really need to maintain pretty consistently are Twitter, and your Facebook business page is pretty easy to maintain. It's not like you have to spend all your time doing this stuff. And the good news is that you don't have to spend a ton of money, and you can succeed at this part, which will happen. It's the online confirmation process that your clients are going to conduct. So just know that, check out these utilities, and find the ones that match your personality and that you think you can keep up with, and then just get started, even if you don't exactly know what you're doing. You can find more real estate agent marketing tools and tips at the toolsforrealestate.com blog, and thanks for watching.